Hey there. So I'm just taking a long last look at all of the annual flowers because we have frost coming this week. It probably won't be too intense of a frost. It looks like it's just about 32 degrees. It's gonna just kind of hit that, but that could be enough to take out some of the flowers like these Mexican sunflowers, which if you haven't grown these, they are so fun. They get really tall. As you can see, they're going over the fence, but they get even taller than that. These have kind of had like maybe part shades. They aren't quite as big as they could be, but they're just the most stunning plants. I mean, so beautiful. Look at these flowers, so gorgeous, and the pollinators love them. Covered in butterflies and bees. Oh my gosh, just such a pretty plant. One of them fell over, so it's kind of become like a bush down here, but it just fell sideways. But so gorgeous. Like I don't know, my camera can't even like pick that up. Anyways, but in preparation for this last frost coming in, it is time to put the cover on the Unheated greenhouse. If you've seen some of my garden, you know that this is the frame that I've had here. I've had a few things growing on it. For the most part, these grow bags are going to stay in the bottom. I love to keep some grow bags in this because they really help to keep the greenhouse secure. One of the issues with these little unheated greenhouses can be that they can be a little flimsy. And people can have trouble with them like blowing away in the breeze or blowing over. But I have found that along with securing it to like the fence and different things, also having those really heavy grow bags, those are 15-gallon grow bags, they're pretty darn heavy. Having them full of soil really has kept my unheated greenhouse sturdy and secure. I just love this little greenhouse. It has been such a fun thing. You know, it's not like having a heated greenhouse. You can't just like grow anything year round, but you can get things started earlier. Like I started scallions out here and it really worked well for that. And it also provides a lot of protection, just takes the edge off a little bit for things outside. So I am going to move the butterfly bush out, and the grow bags have a little bit of squash growing in them, but that's I'm going to have to pull that out. But today I just want to get the cover on here so that if, I think there's a couple things I want to move into it and just have it set up as we get into our, first actual frost potentially. So as long as it gets sunny during the day, the greenhouse will kind of collect a good amount of heat and it'll stay about that 10 degrees warmer overnight, which is nice, and definitely keeps things, I feel like, growing a little bit more, especially if you are doing any kind of cool weather crops or anything in there, like lettuce greens or scallions or something like that. That 10 degrees can kind of help. Now, in the coldest days of winter, or if it's a super gray day, like today is super gray, there's been no sun all day, the greenhouse is basically going to be at whatever temperature it is outside. So there were definitely nights, like when we had our coldest nights in February or January in the last few years, the greenhouse got down to that cold temperature. So again, it's not going to completely do what a heated greenhouse would do, although I am going to experiment with maybe like some different lights or different things inside that can kind of keep it warm. My greenhouse is up against the house as well, and so there are some things that help to keep it warm. Now, I just got the cover on, footage of me putting this on, but it takes all of 2 seconds, and then I just secured it on the fence here, and I just need to do the last little bits of like tying the cover to this frame. But the frame has held up really well over the summer. Even being out in the sun, all the plastic still looks good, and then I just need to arrange everything in here, but I'll do that. And so one of the little residents that is coming in for the winter is this eucalyptus. All of my other eucalyptus outside last year died. It got too cold, but this one was in the greenhouse and it managed to overwinter. So we're gonna try to do it again, see if it can grow another winter in here, which would be kind of cool. As you can see, there's stones on the floor of this and it's up next to the house. And I think that both of those things also help to keep it a little warmer in here, definitely make a little bit of a difference. So, that's definitely something that's helpful in keeping things warmer, but again, not like, it's not heated, so it's not going to be like a heated greenhouse. But some things it can help. It adds enough protection, so I'm hoping that I can keep playing around with different things and just sort of figuring out how I can maximize this greenhouse, because I just feel like there's so many things that you can do, and every year I'm learning more and more about what is possible with something like this. But it's good to get the cover back on and get it ready. I don't know what exactly I'm trying to decide, like if there's anything I want to pull in here. I have like a couple pepper plants, you know, the gomphrena. I might just pop that pot of gomphrena into this unheated greenhouse, because especially for like a super light frost, like just getting down to 32, you know, some of your annuals like that, they just need like that little bit of protection, and the greenhouse will totally provide that. I may try to start even a few of my greens. So I want to do a few more greens started inside and get like some violas started. Those are all cool weather things. Technically something like this could help, you know, provide a little bit of warmth, especially warmth during the day, that could help those seedlings. But what I don't have in here is grow lights, and so that's something to think about too. If you're thinking about using one of these to start seeds or anything like that, you're still only dealing with whatever light is outdoors. So like even if I try to start lettuce in here, you know, it's not going to be getting the sunlight as it would like midsummer, right? Or, you know, under grow lights, it's not going to be getting, you know, that length of time under light. So that can affect things as well. But it's good. It's up. I can't believe we're having a frost this early. For us, our last frost is usually like the full like end of October, but like usually early November. And we have this one frosty night, but then the next like 3 or 4 weeks, it doesn't look like we're gonna have any frost. So I don't know, but just wanted to share with you that the greenhouse is up. I will link this greenhouse in the description if you're interested. It's worked super well for me and I really like it. So, okay, so it's actually the next day, it's the next morning, and it's pretty chilly. Got into like the high 30s last night, but the greenhouse is actually staying pretty warm. I didn't even close up the windows or anything. I just thought I'd sort of show you how this insulation works. If you look at that, it's at like almost 60 degrees in here, so that's cool. But I've got my little perennials hanging out in here right now. Gonna keep these, probably move them out. I'll probably leave them in here. But I did come down, I wanted to bring out my variegated lemon tree. So I wanted to bring this inside. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw I brought it in. So I wanted to bring this inside. I did a whole video about how I was trying to make sure there were no bugs in it, because that was my biggest concern. And I wanted to update you that I had like a full-scale hatch with all these like little mini centipede things. It's pretty gross. And so I brought this back outside, and I'm basically just gonna put it in the greenhouse until I can figure out what to do about the infestation. I'm tempted to just like wash off all the soil and restart and make it a full-time houseplant. I'm just not sure what I want to do, but I think the greenhouse will provide enough heat for the next maybe like week or so until I just figure out what's going on, because I have a toddler and a newborn right now, and so everything is taking much longer than it normally does, and it's just been hard to kind of like get things done and decide what to do and find time to do it. So I thought, you know what, we'll just put this in the greenhouse and hopefully that'll kind of like keep it warm until I can get a better plan together. All right, got it a little bit more organized in here. I've got the eucalyptus and the lemon over there in that corner, which should be one of the warmest spots as we get into a little bit cooler temperatures, at least until I can figure out what to do with the lemon tree. And then I'm going to top these grow bags off with some fresh soil and probably plant something into them. I'm thinking maybe lettuce. This might be a great spot to have lettuce greens growing over the winter. But yeah, just got to kind of figure out, grab some lettuce seeds for those, and that's about it. So that's the greenhouse ready to go. It's looking nice and winter ready. I got the worms in there for now. I may end up bringing those into the garage in the super colder months, but again, this will offer a little bit of protection. And what I will do tonight, because tonight is starting to get in the lower 30s, I don't think we're at our freezing night. I think that's 2 nights from now, but I will come out this afternoon, probably around like 4 o'clock, and just close up this door and let the greenhouse kind of keep all the heat from the day. Usually I find if I close it around 4 or so, it doesn't overheat in there, because if I left this door closed all day long, it would get, 150 degrees Fahrenheit in there. But if I come out at 4, it'll just close in enough of that good heat and keep it pretty nice and cozy overnight. So that's the unheated greenhouse ready for the winter. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.